Hey everybody, it's Bust with Battles with Bust number 176, and today we're going to be doing battle with Kayn LeBlanc Katarina. And so, if you're not one of our daily followers, this is going to be our final video of the Darkened Saga Awakening initial patch. The day that this video comes out, we will be seeing the official patch notes for the big patch change set, where we're supposed to see the changes to Decimate and the Tentacles and Boost to Master Yi and the like. And then the following day, I'll put out a kind of recap video, and then we'll be starting in with our seasonals prep, which would be coming up in about 10 days or so. And so, as it stands right now, I did realize as going back through the set and looking over the cards again to see if there was anything we missed. We missed a lot of the champions, right? We've been playing this set for a month. We made our first Ornn video in the previous video. This will be our first Kayn video, and we're going to finish up with 0 Master Yi videos. And so, sorry to the champions, you just didn't have a real constructed impact with this set. It's not to say it was a bad set. I had a lot of fun with it. Not to say the cards didn't affect constructed. That would be a complete lie. We're seeing the improvised units everywhere. Things like the Darkened Bloodletters are big. Poppy Tarek got the support equipment. There's been a lot of impact on the current meta, just not from all of the champions. And so sometimes it takes you a little bit of time to figure out how to use them. Case in point, if we look at, say, like Evelynn. At this point in time with the Evelynn patch, everyone said she was garbage. Everyone on Reddit was mad about what a bust she was. And now that the things have been around for a while, it just took people a while to figure out Evelynn and Hate Spike and getting all those things in line. And so maybe there'll be something in the future for these, but as it stands, they haven't made their way into constructed. But, in that kind of research, it did remind me of a few things. There was the card, the Darkened Ballista. I'm curious if this one is able to pop off now that Decimate is going to get nerfed, and Pirates is not going to have the ultimate late game with all of the tentacles. These good early, good late equipments are all exceptionally strong, and that it doesn't mean that the Darkened Ballista has been bad. It's just there's been better stuff to do with Riptide Sermon, and so I want to give the Ballista a chance, see how it feels in some of these games. And then the other one I was thinking of was the Noxan Defector. And now, while I don't think he is super good, I was thinking here to some of our previous videos to where we were playing in the Tarhita Draft League, and we had a Kato the Arm, Shiraza the Blade special to where you try to pull off the Kato combo. And with that kind of like in the back of my mind, because we did finally pull off the combo in the last game of the last match of the last week of the thing. And I was thinking with Noxan Defector, he does have some nice combos here as well. And so he doesn't really combo with Kato the Arm, right? If we want to attack with Kato, support a unit, grow it 3 attack and give it Overwhelm, and then just have it overwrite that bonus, not that great. But if we have, say, like a 6 or an 8 attack LeBlanc, that is a way to still come out and grow the Noxan Defector. And so with using cards like Might, using cards like the Noxan Great Hammers, we have ways to give the Noxan Defector bonus attack and Overwhelm, and he could potentially be a useful way to close out another game, just like Kato and Shiraza can. And so that's the big thing we're going to be focusing on today. With this deck, we're going to be doing battle in the normals. This is a fairly aggressive deck that looks to close out the game with a big Overwhelm set of attacks. And so that is it. You all know what we have to do before the battles begin, though. We must go and pay the pay-to-win price. And that one today is going to get paid by the Momentous Choice. I'm surprised this one hasn't gotten leveled up yet, but this is another card that it didn't see a ton of play as soon as the set first came out. And now that the set has been in the wild for a while, I think people are finally coming to realize how good it is. It's that +2 stats for 1 mana is a pretty good deal. Especially when it is either +2 attack to the front or +2 attack to the back, and not necessarily a +1/+1. So it's a lot of exceptional versatility there. So with our starter, we need a little bit more aggression. Found some of that cheaper stuff here. See if we can't find our boy Legion Rearguard. And there it is. There's all that cheap stuff everybody was looking for. Life's good when you're playing a Legion Rearguard, am I right? I had to stop and think, because if you're not familiar with the channel, one of my favorite units of all time is the Legion Rearguard. And we just don't get a lot of opportunities to play him, right? If we're playing pirates, then sure, he's there, but he doesn't get to show up too much otherwise. But he is a big fan of the channel. We're good friends, good buddies. And I had to stop and think if that was why we hadn't been playing some of these champions. If they were just too control-y focused for our boy Legion Rearguard. But I think it's just a matter of the way the format fell. All right. We're assembling a pretty reasonable crew over here. I don't feel a lot of need to get into combat with action. If we battle with action next turn, when he doesn't have quick attack, then great. But in terms of right now, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Okay, spike off the Kayn. Looks good. We got a nice open attack this turn with our 2-attack Scouter. Probably doesn't want to block with action. Should be building up a pretty strong set of units and stuff. Nothing wrong with strong units and stuff. What you got? Sharp sight coming in. All right, let's get to battle. I think I'm actually going to drop the Elixir of Wrath here. It's 1 point of overkill, but I kind of like having the Momentous Choice as a backup in the event we need to protect our Kayn. And then it also does kind of go ahead and stop things like a Shaped Stone. So if you wanted to play a Shaped Stone to get 1 more health higher, and then we had to re-equip with the Momentous Choice, that doesn't sound super awesome to me. All right, here comes the squad. Enjoy. We could look to play the Momentous Choice this turn. It does just give like a full KO on his board, but he opts to move for the trade anyways. So good, good. All right, Kayn, you got to do the work now.
We're not taking it. We're taking it back.
If he attacks, do we ever block with Kayn? I don't think so. Definitely not blocking now that he's got barrier, but there is the potential to start getting in some strikes. Just if our Kayn dies to a combat trick. It's not like a disaster. We still have a lot to do with all of our equipment, but it would be a little painful. This is one of these spots to where your equipment or your scout attacks can be extra strong. So say we want to put the Rake onto the rear guard and then spend both Momentous Choice and Might. We get that second attack with the 7 power dude. I think I'm okay with this. This might just outright win the game here.
We love it when they run.
Right, I'm a little suspicious of that, given that he could have concerted strikes now. But interesting. He does have concerted strikes, but it's leading on to Kayn. Enjoy. You got 6 coming in here. The best block he's going to have is a 3 in front of a 4. That's going to get that, or 3 in front of 7 will come in for 4. It's going to be enough for lethal. Oof, Legion Rearguard. You are arguably the best card in the game. Do you all remember when Riot made the biggest mistake of Riot's career across all games, across the entire history of everything that they've done, when they thought it was a good idea to give Legion Rearguard 1 health? What a fucking shitty day in the world that was. That also kind of describes the format a bit as well, right? If Legion Rearguard was too good for a format, that's kind of mind-blowing to me. We were busy playing Expedition when that happened, not playing Constructed, but that's mind-blowing to me that Legion Rearguard was just too good. All right, got to find some of those cheap plays, though. Nice mulligan again. Get a nice 1 and a 2. It's the old Nasus Kindred. So what do we got here? We want any of this stuff? I'm not opposed to the Darkened Ballista. We can get that down a couple turns from now. We might need that kind of recurring value coming out of it. And it is nice here as well that it gets our Bakai out of Vile Feast range. It's like a Legion rearguard that can block, right? All right, there's the Vile Feast out of the way. I would typically be looking towards the Overwhelm, but are we going to prefer a quick attack? Probably not. We need to be punching in this damage early and often. Right, if Rearguard's going to turn up, we can switch. We want to try and find a Kayn. Kayn didn't turn up. If we'd taken the quick attack, I would be a little bit more interested in the Entrancing Lure, because we're about to run out of stuff to do with the mana in our hand, but we don't outright win that combat. I think we still want to just pick up the cycle anyways, but it's not as good.
Where's my axe?
Ah, we took a point of damage. Sure. I'm curious to what the nerf to hate spike is going to be. If it stays at 1 mana, the only thing you can do is make it deal 1 damage. And then if they send it back up to 2 mana, I'm curious if it gets to deal 3, which is still strong. It's a different price point, but it does start to take down a lot of units. And so I'm curious how Riot will go about it. Try and just shoot down Kindred next turn. I'm not super worried about it right now, but next turn might be a little bit more problematic. Kato time. Alright, not going to give him the chance to play spells. We'll try and take down the Kindred with the challenge. And then if he has a removal spell or whatever, we're still hanging out with the Furious Wielder. The Wielder should give us our Kayn as well, right? We played 2 of the Forsaken Bakais. We can just get it with the Defector, though.
The child is gone. The butcher remains.
Look at this, look at this. We can attack and give Nox and Defector +1 attack. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. Alright, we'll risk it on the Undying here. We need to just be punching in for the lethal next turn. So let's go ahead and get our Katos up and running. My only concern would be dying to Atrocity, and so if he kills off the Undying, then I guess we're hurting, but we'll see if that comes down now. Why would you sacrifice off the Prey and not the Undying? There it is. And so, like, can we win this with an open attack, right? Oh, that guy, he's not going to have 7. Was he at 7? He was a 4/4. He's only going to be a 5. I was looking at the opponent's health. Okay. We're safe. Don't you guys worry. Old Bust figured it out. Kato time. So this is a spot to where attacking with the Defector isn't as bad, right? It doesn't get, like if we attack Kato into Kato, Kato becomes an 8 attack, and then Kato supports the Defector up to 5/4, which you lose out on the 3 bonus attack, but him growing up to an 8 power Overwhelm, that's a pretty good deal. And we still have the option here to say put a Darkened Ballista onto another Kato and get this Defector up to 10 attack Overwhelm. That's pretty good, right? See if opponent taps out for something that doesn't matter. That's what that's what we want to see. Shiraza is a great girlfriend. Aww. Dude, look at this guy having emotions. They aren't dating, but she's a good girlfriend. He wants to wish her a happy anniversary. Oh, that's nice of you, Kato. It's very nice. All right, rear guard on board. Oh, we didn't even get to make the sweet attack. Fine. Hi, GG. Wonder if somebody at Riot's watching. They're going to give us the line. Shiraza and Kato were totally dating. What do we got here? Rek'Sai Gwyn? Alright. This always strikes me as one of those things we could have maybe pulled off in Expedition. Because the strategy in Expedition, in terms of lurkers, was just staying away from Bilgewater. Bilgewater was so shitty that, and the way the bucket system worked, if you were drafting only Shurima, there were only like 4 commons in the bucket, and the commons were all extremely good. And so if you could be in mono Shurima, or you could be in Shurima plus anything but Bilgewater, then it would keep the lurker's bucket from turning up and having Bilgewater cards in it. And that was the key strategy to drafting Rek'Sai, was just to avoid half of the deck. And it wasn't super obvious and super apparent if you weren't an Expedition regular. But that was one of those things that always kind of struck me, is like you would see the commentary on Reddit of people being like, it's so dumb and straightforward. It's just all about drafting epics and stuff. And it's like, you're just a dumb motherfucker. That's my assessment of your assessment of Expedition. You're just so wrong about literally everything that that it's tough. It's tough to read. It's tough to see. All right, but not a bad set here. We'll see how this overwhelming action comes in against us. He's giving up on the attacks. Let's drop a combat reel. Not going to block this thing. The band has been struck. I guess our attacks aren't very good now. Still want to at least drop the Darkened Ballista. Let us get a block next turn with the Spiderling and do a Fearsome if we need to. And then we can look to drop Kayn and maybe start getting good attacks. For being real, we should just drop Legion Rearguard, right? Right. Spot on. Nice. All right, well, it looks like we're attacking.
Come on, where's the competition?
Are we lethal? We got enough? Not quite. It's almost tempting to just go ahead and drop a Might. We'll see how much opponent does here. If we Might onto Kayn, we still get the strike for the turn. I think I'm on board with that. So close to lethal. I don't think it's right to just go ahead and drop the rear guard. He's going to give the opponent a chance to play a unit, but that's kind of lame, dude. He saw through our shenanigans. Kinda lame. All right, then we'll leave our board open. See if we pick up something something a little bit more useful to fill up the board with. I don't want to have a full board and then draw Kato the arm and have to overwrite something, especially since opponent seems like really hesitant to attack on any of these turns. Oh, there's a big Rek'Sai. We can just take it. She might flip here, but she's not going to be lethal. Okay. Here comes the damages. Ooh, this feels like a bad attack with the host. If we get to take down the unit, it's one less blocker for next turn. Okay. Seems like a good spot.
Would you look at this place?
Okay, ready.
All right, little to big friends, get in there. I mean, do we need to hook out Rek'Sai? If she comes in and blocks an Overwhelm. All right, fine. Well, if we do this, then the Rockhopper is just going to block the Sand Spider, right? Okay. Let's see, I think we picked up an extra 2 health this game, right? He played Quicksand across 2 units when he only needed to do it to Kayn. No, the way he did it was right. Prevented all the Kayn damage, then stopped one somewhere else. All right. Game says that's lethal. Got him. Oof. Good job, friends.
Triumph is built on a foundation of death.
I've also been curious with these Kayn decks. I always kind of like look at the makeup of the format and try to think if we can't just like play Cultist with 1 copy of Kayn and then look to draw the Kayn through the Cultist ability and then just still have 5 other champions. Doesn't feel like there's enough support for Cultist right now to be able to pull that off, but it's one of those things that always piqued the interest. Right, well, I'm going to hold on to the Ballista. This will let us recover even if we don't have a turn 1 play. We can just drop the Ballista onto the little spider. It's a little different now that we picked up the Hookmaster, but I think the width is okay. Like, what's he going to do? He's going to play a Rockhopper.
If it's made of sand,
So then we can hook the Ballista onto the little spider. Then he either has to take the extra point of damage or trade with the 2 health spider.
we'll run you over.
Sure. It's not like this deck has a way to deal a point of damage.
We share the water's fortunes.
Right. We'll just take the stats with the Shepherd's Authority. It's good. You're too small to vulnerable the Hookmaster. I think we need Kato here. We can't quite play him this turn, but whenever we're talking about constructed and the concept of needing to attack through, attack around, or attack twice, it's always in concert with the Sundisk deck. And I think it's important to come in and pick up that Overwhelm card. So I'm going to go ahead and trade with the 2/2. You don't want to do this sometimes against the Sundisk because they want to fill out their board. And if you can keep them from playing a bunch of Roiling Sands, then you can get an advantage that way. But I don't think that that's going to be the case on this round.
Let the bloodshed begin.
I think the case is going to be us getting these sweet rallies with Kato the Arm and dealing 1,000,000 damage. It's going to be pretty sweet.
Only fools hesitate. You disrupt our peace. Take it fair and square.
Okay, we didn't Blade's Edge. This was on purpose. We could have looked to Blade's Edge the Treasure Seeker, but if he's going to come in with a Quicksand to stop our Katarina, then this is a bit of a problem, and it did give us an answer to the Soothsayer. But here, we could consider hitting the Treasure Seeker with the Blade's Edge, but I think it's okay if it comes back next turn and he gets the Waking Sands out of it. Let's just go ahead and take down the Soothsayer.
It's just a nick.
It's okay, Katarina. You can swing back around on your next attack.
Men die.
What you got, Azir? Block. Alright. I'm not gonna block the Waking Sands, but if Azir tries to come to the party, oh buddy, you're gonna get shut down.
Shurima is sand and sky, past and present.
Do we ever just take all this to protect Arcado for next turn? Because we're gonna be getting rallies, right? I don't think we need to. Right? At least according to his board. Oh no. We shouldn't block this, right? Because the Ancient Prep's going to come in and then have 3 power because of Azir. I definitely want to be getting 2 attacks with Kato next turn.
In Shurima's name.
Now, do we have the time to play stuff before they get to play stuff? I think it's okay, right? The only thing that would be a real problem here would be a Siphoning Strike. I don't know, it's not quite as good as I want it to be. I was envisioning that, like, we're going to put the Darkened Ballista onto the Hookmaster and then get to attack with the Hookmaster twice, but that's just never going to be the case. You get to survive, my friend. Azir Arise. Okay. I don't know how this math plays out, but I think we just won the game. Y'all know me. I'm not one to sit around and do math, so... somebody else tell me if we just won the game or not. I'm pretty certain we got there. We're gonna add Katarina, get the rally. We'll give her the bonus attack from the Darkened Ballista. Then we get to attack and give Katarina Overwhelm on the attack. Looks like opponent agrees with those mathematics. Taking it down. GG. I hope Kato doesn't start anything with Katarina. Don't want him to find a new girlfriend just because she attacks so good. Whew, okay. 4-0. This might be the best deck we've ever played. You don't get a 4-0 start very often. Let's see if things get shut down by old Nora Vagar here. Interesting. As we were playing the Sun Disc and talking about going around with Elusive through them with Overwhelm or attacking twice with rallies, it feels like in the competitive scene that Nora Vagar was the answer to that while playing the exact same deck. And so it's like the Nora decks would completely fill up the board. You'd be playing a Nora mirror match and saying, how do I win the game? Is it just some kind of RNG festival to where whoever eventually hits the best units can win? Or is it going to be a function of finding a way around? And Vagar was the way around. You can use Desinata to full clear the board and then use Vagar to send Darknesses to the face. It's interesting seeing the meta evolve like that. These decks are all terrible, don't get me wrong, but it's interesting to see. All right, let's see if we make it to the next turn with no plays. All right, now can we find an equipment? Beautiful, beautiful. Ooh, that's a good hit for opponent. The Great Hammers are pretty tempting, but we need something with like a little bit more punch here, right? We've got a bunch of dudes on the board, and they're all about to die to our opponent's value. We need to be finding like a Kato the Arm or a Kayn or something that'll let us interact. We don't, like, putting a Great Hammers onto LeBlanc isn't going to be enough to win this game, I don't think. Maybe it is. Doesn't feel like it is. I'm just going to skip and see if hopefully we draw into something a little stronger. You got Hate Spike. Play Hate Spikes, right? Just kill off your own stuff for now. Ooh, a Vengeance onto LeBlanc. Okay. I can get behind that. So here, I'm just going to put the Darken thing on a 1 health, 2 power unit. The idea with this is if we put it on the 2/2, on the House Spider or either the rear guard, he's just going to get the block he wants, right? He wants to be blocking with the junk construct in front of our 2 health units. That takes down our big units while letting him put the portal into deck. But if we put it on something smaller, it's just going to get blocked by the favored artisan. So I think if we put it on a 4 power thing, that gives us just the most opportunity to try and take down the artisan. Now let's see if we hit overwhelm. Beautiful. This gives us the opportunity to win the game here when he blocks our overwhelm bro, and then we can Furious Wielder strike whatever else remains. Really need to be winning on this attack though. So we'll see if we get to like punch 1 unit in. He blocks the Hookmaster, we kill the blocker. Like, oh my god, he just hit 2. Oh, that's not good. I don't know if we can pull this one out now.
You're looking at Ione. Just 10 times running. Look, a thing. Else, that's not ours.
Okay. GG. But right, to cycle back to that idea, that's why we exactly say that you have to be able to attack around, attack through, or attack twice. You run into boards like that. We had a little bit of attack through, right? We had some overwhelm in there, but our draw was a little bit weak to that value engine that was coming through. On to the next one, though. Oh, Hecarim coming at us. Ugh, this is an expensive start. Get that out of here. A little bit better. Shiraza says, please let me do the combos. He said, what? That man has bricks for brains. Can't fault those shoulders, though. He's a Kato's rift, dude.
Where's my axe? I'll do better this time.
Right. Not a bad start. All the equipment's coming at you. What's he gonna do? Play Lucian? Nobody cares. Nobody cares about Lucian.
Sometimes you're the fish, sometimes you're the bait.
Alright, we'll pick up the quick attack here. If he attacks, I'm leaning towards just going ahead and trading. It's going to let us... still punch in with the most units, but I think this is okay. We can add in the Spiderling, we can put the Ballista on our 1/1, and now we have a big wall of units that can take down the Stirred Spirits. So if he plays something that you see out of these, like the summon 3 spirits thing, we're going to get shut down for the turn. That's unfortunate, but if he's doing that without having Lucian, then I don't think I really care. It blanks us for a turn, it kind of sucks, but at the end of the day, it's not awful.
Ready.
The same, he'll take the 2/3 onto the 2/2, but his block with the Stirred Spirits is going to fall somewhere. Whether or not it's the rear guard or the Spiderling, I don't particularly care.
They're all tapped out, pal.
All right, get in for 6. Now we just need to have the board open up a little bit. We're gonna blast with the Shiraza, and it's gonna be sweet. Ooh, combos. Are you all excited? Please tell me you're excited. This is gonna be sweet. It's killing time. I'm a little scared dropping her right now, but I feel like this is gonna be okay. Oh man, I'm getting excited. This is gonna be sweet. Okay, here it goes. More Great Hammers. Do we need to actually play the Entrancing Lure with her? Let's do this. Let's play it out slow. This is a horrible equip, right? Putting the thing onto the Legion rearguard that's just going to die to a minion anyways. This is by no means good. We're going for the baits right now. Just got to get the... I mean, if we're going to be... oh, no, she will hit. She'll hit for 16. Okay. No, she'll hit for 8. That's not enough. You're supposed to be lethal here, Shiraza. Only hitting for 8. Sad day. So we probably have to swing into the Soul Shepherd so we can try and attack with her again next turn. Uh-oh, it's fucking Kato time. Should we actually just take down Lucian? I mean, that's the safe way to do it, is to take down Lucian and then try and kill with Kato on our next attack. Because we can definitely lose this game if Lucian gets to untap next turn. Fine. Get mad. Get mad at me. I mean, I'm the one denying us having fun out here, so it's actually my fault. I'm regretting it immediately. It's all up to you, Kato. It's a little scary in Hecarim, but he's nowhere near flipping, so it's not like we're gonna die here. Okay. So do we ever try and get him with the open? That feels a little bit dangerous, right? If we're the ones playing cards right now, the only thing that we're really worrying about is a rally, right? And if he has to play a rally, they're all slow, so we get to attack before the rally pops. I think this is all okay. It's a little worrisome seeing the Darkened Scourge come on board, but let's play out our hand. See if he's going to have a second one.
You're looking at Ione. Yep, 10 times running.
Could have put Fearsome onto this, but he's going to be able to block it any of the ways. So Kato has Overwhelm. He's going to give the bonus to the rear guard. Quick attack. You have a weapon. Hammers go here. Uh-oh, he's paused. No vengeance, please. No removals. No interactivity. we gotta slam in with the good stuff here. All right, something like this, I guess. Typically in these spots, you want to be attacking little to big to shove their good attackers or their good blockers down to the left. I feel like that's just not going to work here. If we attack over to the left with the Hookmaster, he's just going to block it with the Darkwater Scourge and get that 9 heal. Maybe it still applies, though. Because now he gets like the 6 health to put in front of Kato, the 6 health to put in front of the Legion rearguard. And then the rest of our units probably aren't enough to punch through. And so I don't think we would have been able to force it because he has all these other blockers to line up with our attackers. But that's the way you typically do this, right? Is the little to big style of attack. All right, Kato, you've been blocked. Okay, I like seeing Hecarim land in front of units that don't have Overwhelm. That seems positive. This doesn't matter, right? This is just a matter of him surviving the round. If he survives the round, then we're going to be dead. I feel like it was pretty apparent when Hecarim was coming down here that he was going to have the answers, and so GG. We needed our Shiraza. That was the problem there. We threw that one away when we decided that Shiraza doesn't need to attack twice. All right, next battle. See if we can't recover from those Shadow Isles abusers. You know what the worst faction in the game is? It's Shadow Isles. Nobody that likes to have fun ever plays Shadow Isles, and so put that in your memory bank. Put that one in your pipe and smoke it. Y'all know I'm right. I can't wait to come up into this meta and just have it be a land full of Ionia. Denies everywhere. I don't think that's actually going to be the case. I think that's the meme running around right now, is that everything in the format just got banned uh, except for cards out of Nami Twisted Fate. But I think the death of pirates is probably greatly exaggerated. I think this was also interesting as well. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Let's see. Hookmaster can come in. He's never going to survive against this Rockhopper, so let's just pick the better item. I'm good to go with the combat reel. Oh, interesting. It's like after I played it, I was like, maybe we should have just led with the Hookmaster here, or I mean, led with the House Spider so that it gets to eat the Roiling Sands. But really surprised he doesn't go for the trade. But if you go to the LOR Master site or whatever your favorite one is, if you take a look at the top of the leaderboard and look at NA, it's Nami Lee Sin, Nami Lee Sin, Barkeeper deck, Nami Twisted Fate, Nami Lee Sin, Action Lee Sin, Nami Lee Sin, Nami Lee Sin, Nami Lee Sin. And so, like, 8 of the top 10 ranking people right now, their most recent deck is either some flavor of Lee Sin or some flavor of Nami. But what deck is the best against those? I'll wait while you all stop and think about it. What is the best deck against Nami Twisted Fate, and what is the best deck against Nami Lee Sin? Let's see. If we switch over to EU, you can see what the top of their format looks like. Pirates, pirates, pirates. This was much worse yesterday. Yesterday it was like 7 out of the top 10 were all playing pirates, and so it was like they were. I don't know if it was just the time of the day or whatnot, but they had switched into being quite good then. Also, look at this. You got the guy playing Hecarim Zed. I'm curious how strong that is against the likes of Nami Twisted Fate. Also seeing Action Sivir in APAC. Not surprised either. But back to the action here. Again, like I think the strength of Nami Twisted Fate, the strength of the deck itself isn't exaggerated. It's just the ability of the community to react to Nami Twisted Fate being the top deck, I think, is. And so we're still in this space to where, like in the current meta, Pirates is the best deck, and it probably should be like 25% of the meta. But for whatever reason, that doesn't happen in Runeterra. Sorry, getting a little sloppy here now that I started talking and we are moving a little bit into the game. This is okay. We just shouldn't have played Kato the Arm just yet. Right, so he's going to block Kato with the Sandstone Charger. Maybe we just don't attack with Kato. Now this turn looks a lot better. And then we can potentially look to build up on our next turn to do that same style attack we did a game or two ago, to where we made a scout attack, gave it Overwhelm, survived the attack, and then got a second scout attack in. We should be able to do that here with the Furious Wielder. Big dog coming in.
You are just as the stories tell, Curator.
So how do we do that against the dog? We might just need to give Kato a bunch of bonus attack and go ahead and swing. That still works out okay because we have Might for the next turn. This when he attacks or strikes. This is on attack. Alright, Kato. Do your thing. Show him what Kato time's all about. No, we're not passing, friend. It is not the time for passing. Drop a little Nasus emote in there, am I right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He says, oh fuck, Bust dropping emotes on me. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and punch it. Presenting the lethal here. If he has Quicksand, You know, he can shrink it up and prevent a bunch of the damage, but this should still be the end of the game. We will get to clear this unit out and then make a secondary attack. Ooh. Oh, maybe it's not the game. Opponent's bringing the moves. Bringing the moves. You got another play? Uh-oh. Maybe we were talking too soon.
Sometimes you're the fish, sometimes you're the bait.
You're a little bit short of the lethal. We'll hit him for 5.
Quit struggling.
All right, no more Nasus, please. We dropped all of our emotes. We can't be dealing with Nasus now. The fuck is this thing? The hell? I can't see what that card was. What? 2 or... What the hell? Have I even seen this thing before? Costs 2 or less for each different Ascended ally you've played this game. Manifest a card from the Emperor's deck. Okay. It's a little worrisome. So if we play LeBlanc, she's going to get hooked with the dude. This is just never going to work. Never going to work. Now, I'm not entirely certain what comes out of the Emperor's deck. I think there's like 1 kill spell. I just don't know if we should be opening here or not. I'm going to go for the knot. This can definitely fail. So let's see what happens. There's the obliterate. Okay. That's alright. I wanted to kind of find out about that off the scout attack as opposed to, like, if we open attack and he has some kind of removal spell and then we don't get another attack, we probably lose the game at that point. But it feels a little bit safer this way. He's only got 3 mana now. We're not losing now. Famous last words, am I right? Did we do it? Did we achieve victory? Oh, we had the quicksand too, so if we open attacked, we definitely would have lost there. All right, all right. Market a W for bust. Let's hit up that final battle. Right, all right. Not a bad set of games so far. I've had fun. Hope you've been enjoying it. Let's see what happens. So much Sundisk today. I don't know how I feel about that. Love it or hate it. I don't know. I'm just looking for a little bit more raw power, right? We could have kept the Great Hammers, but it's the Great Hammers feel like a turn 5 or a turn 6 play to me. We don't want to be putting Great Hammers onto a Forsaken Bakai. So I think they're good to mulligan away. It's just this other one that's kind of a choice in the Darkened Ballista. Yeah, I'm surprised this guy hasn't made its way in. Like, I'm not super surprised because Riptide Sermon's such a strong late game card these days, but like playing a lot of Poppy Terric and seeing the strength of the 2-cost equip thing, right? The 2-cost support equipment that switches into the bigger guy, like it's so powerful. And I felt like the Ballista should have made its way into Noxus attack decks, but just hasn't quite made it. Want the combat reel. We probably just have to stick with these upcycled rakes. The scout's way too powerful to pass up. So it sucks if he drops like a I mean, does it even really suck if he spends his mana on a Soothsayer?
Protect our prosperity.
I don't think so.
Not in my city.
All right, don't need any more Kayns, but it would give it. Maybe Kayn is all right. If we get to drop him and then do the quick attack or the strike attack thing, whatever it's called. Kayn strike. Quick attack. Shadow step. He goes rogue form, does shadow step. Pretty sweet combo here. Grow my power to that, right? So he doesn't get to make multiple attacks. Interesting. I was like, what if we put Scout on Nox and Defector, then he can attack as a 3 power, then attack as a 3 power again? Not as awesome as it sounds. Are we gonna draw? Oh, we got 3 Kayns now. Wow. These free attack things better pay off. They will pay off with the hammers. Do we take? Well, no, never mind. What am I talking about? We're just gonna flip him to overwhelm side and then hit with the natural hammers.
Bask in the sunlight.
Right? No.
Be still. Taste my vengeance.
No, he can't win any of these combats with the Soothsayer, and then we still have the Soothsayer on board if he decides to no block. All right, I think we're good. Let me get that shadow step in. Don't concede. Play another small combat and opportune unit, and let Kayn go to work. He gets quick attack with this, right? So these are things we should know like a month into the set. But again, I don't play a lot of Kayn. I played more Path of Champions Kayn than I played Constructed Kayn. You got for us? It's got to be a big champion, right? You spent that 5 mana playing Siphoning Strikes. I can't imagine that play it without some kind of build up when we're going wide on them. Maybe he's making the big decision. Do I drop Nasus? Do I drop Renekton? Do I drop Xerath? You're playing all of them? Yeah. Do I drop a Zir? Many choices. Do I drop my phone in the toilet? Let's say FTP bust ruined my day. Just here to play some Sundisk while I shit. I want to watch a movie. I'm not pulling up YouTube, and so I figured I could watch the Sundisk movie. FTP bust out here ruining it. Alright, Shiraza. I'm ready. He's disconnected, hasn't he? Like, now, in some of the older games, like if we're playing Magic or we're playing Hearthstone, I would probably trash on you a little bit for just rage quitting in the middle and not conceding first, but it's so hard on mobile to hit that little button up at the top. Like, I've been playing a lot more Runeterra at the gym in the morning when I do my cardio, and I never realized how hard it would be to hit that little button ever since they added all this extra shit in here, right? And so I think now, though, I can't talk too much trash because it can be effectively pretty challenging. It used to be you could just, like, you know, slap your fat finger in here and just click around on it until you hit the cogs. But now if you click wrong, you hit the find a friend thing or whatever it is, and it just doesn't work out as nicely. Uh-oh, opponent's back. He's got this big Azir on the board.
Stands beneath me and wins behind me.
I've got some different plans. We're still gonna get like Kayn back on the board, but I want to deal more damage with Shiraza, so we'll see if we can't get it in next turn, or if opponent has for real disconnected as we drop the shadow steps. Sad day for Rockhopper. Oh dear. I saw someone pose the question on Twitter. When has anyone ever flipped to the Shadow Assassin side? Right, because literally everyone just goes to the Overwhelm heal side. I had an opportunity earlier today in some of my practice games to where I was playing against Hecarim and I actually needed the elusive side to block an opposing Shadow Assassin. So it has existed. There has been at least one moment in time when hitting was important. It's not often, but it can turn up. All right, I'm ready for the Shiraza damage. It has been assembled. All right, Soothsayer. We can deal an additional 2 points of damage through. Shiraza gets overwhelmed. All right, so now the actual better way to go about this attack is going to be to hook the Soothsayer with what's his name here. But are we doing it that way today? No. We are hooking in Azir so that Shiraza has the opportunity to punch in an additional point of overwhelm damage. And so, let's see what happens. Shapestone, do not care. Oh, you get in for the full 10. Nice. Nice, Shiraza. You get those big damages in. Okay. Mark it a W for bust. And so, good set of games. Good set of games. I had fun with that. And so we can pull this up a little bit more, talk about it just for a second. And so, in terms of this deck, again, this isn't expected to be a constructed superstar. Kato the Arm, Shiraza the Blade is just not going to make it in constructed today. But, it's not to mean it can't be a fun deck. You can get some really cool OTKs with the Shiraza Kato combo. And all these weapons play in kind of nicely with it, passing out, say, overwhelms to Kato or quick attacks to Shiraza and then boosting her. Whatever. There's lots of interesting and strong combos that you can pull off with this. Didn't see like great usage in this deck out of the great hammers. It probably doesn't belong. It would probably be better served as just being might, but there are some neat great hammers decks out there, typically involving Horns of the Dragon. But the things I did like about it, this early game is, of course, pretty good. We've all played against Pirates for the past year and a half, and we know how strong it is now that the Hookmaster can be a part of the curve with the Legion Rearguard. It just gives you so much inevitability as you're able to trade off the Hookmaster, equip something, attack again, re-equip the equipment again, and just move on down the chain. And so we knew that the early pieces of this deck were going to be strong. The things that I wanted to kind of check out before the next set comes out were, what do we think of Noxan Defector? This was trash. Just never an opportunity for this to work. This is probably that kind of thing as to where, if you have a 10 power unit on the board, why isn't that 10 power unit winning you the game? Why do you need the 10 power unit and then another dum-dum to grow to 10 power? And it's just like a win more kind of card that doesn't actually help too much. And so wasn't really impressed with it. The Darkened Ballista was okay. You can pretty easily find the spaces to slot this in your curve. Most of the games here were over before turn 8, so we didn't have much opportunity to add the Naga Nika of Zareta to the board. But I think as the new set, as the big patch comes out, as Pirates gets nerfed a little bit, I wouldn't be really surprised to see both Eye of Nagakoboros and Tentacle Smash either just be nerfed into oblivion or have some kind of tie-in with Alawi or have some kind of tie-in with beholding a tentacle to have their kind of full strength. So it's not just like a 6 mana deal 4, get a 3/3, deal 2 damage. It might say deal 2 damage unless you have a tentacle on the board or something, right? And so I definitely expect some nerfs to those to happen. And then if that's not the end game for Pirates anymore, maybe that's the kind of space where Dark and Ballista can come in. Whether or not you want to think of it as an early cost card that's slotted into your deck that can magically be good late, or if you want to think of it as your finisher that can be played early, not entirely certain how you'd want to go about that, but I think it's probably worth considering and perhaps using at some point. The last one here, Kayn. We didn't really maximize Kayn in this deck. We weren't playing a bunch of strikes, but he was powerful enough here. And it's not the worst value engine, right? If you're going to be playing a handful of cards that you just naturally want to be playing and then having that draw Kayn later on at some point. He does have Overwhelm, and so that does play into some of our themes here, but this deck would, I'm sure, be a little bit stronger just being as a Pirates focus instead of focusing on Kayn. But nonetheless, a good set of games. We got the Shiraza combo in there. We got some nice big hits in. I had lots of fun with this, and I hope you had fun with it too, because that is going to do it for us today. So I hope everyone enjoyed the video. I hope you learned how to pull off the best of combos. Hope you maybe learned a thing or two along the way and had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.